Hey everyone, Chris Beck presents with Superman the Man of Steel, Part 24. This is Part 24. Superman Man of Steel, Issue 24. This is Part 12 of the Reign of Superman. As I talked about in the last video, I didn't realize that the collected trade that I got didn't have the first half, which I'll eventually go back once I get unpacked. As I talked about in the last video, I am nowhere near ready for that, so eventually we will get into the latter half. But since I have this, I'm able to at least get to these without digging through my long boxes. Let's dive in, shall we? The print date on this one was August of 1993. The last issue ended with the Eradicator, Vindicator. I cannot remember. Let me see if I can remember right off the top of my head. I guess they're calling him the last son of Krypton, but eventually he does become something else. But anyway, still at least is able to take this guy out into the middle of nowhere so that the destruction that they caused in Metropolis does not happen again. And even though John Henry Irons is just a man in a suit, which I call a power suit, to me, because John Henry was originally a weapons expert, that they saw his ideas were starting to be weaponized and all that good stuff. He faked his death, came to Metropolis, and tried to live a more humble life. But it came back to haunt him during the death of Superman, and so got the power armor to live it to what you call it, honor his memory. So he kind of reminds me of a modern DC version of Iron Man, which I wish still had more recognition. Like, his books have always been kind of up and down since he first debuted. And I just would love to read a good series. I know that Louis Simonson started his solo series. I really need to go find that because he is an awesome character. And I love how he's fighting the last son of Krypton here. And he goes, then act like Superman. Process servers tried to serve both of us warrants to cease using the Superman name. You fried the papers. You tried to fry the server. That's not how Superman acts. And right here, I mean, he even has the dude on the ropes. But the Eradicator is thinking I could, with my wave of my hand, destroy him. He's thinking, fry me. Fry everyone wearing the shield till you're the only one left. So what's your next move going to be? And so he's sitting there semi-defeated. He goes, I can't let you do that. That would disgrace the shield that I wear. And he flees. And that just shows how powerful the human will power is, kind of like with Hal Jordan. Now, the whole overarch for John Henry is his creation that were called toasters. They're like basically military grade blasters, got on the streets, and he's trying to figure out why. Now, again, if you don't want a whole lot of spoilers of this, pause this video, go check out the comics for yourself, and then come back. And you're back. So it comes to find out that there's a character named Dr. Bunny. And can I remember her real name off the top of my head? Probably not, because my brain does not like to work with me in that regard. But suffice it to say that she was the love interest of John Henry Irons. And when he figured out that she was not the girl that he thought she was, he left. But she took his creations and set them out on the street. So that kind of this yin to his yang type situation. She knows who the Man of Steel is. And with last issues, the Superboy basically told Lex Luthor, up yours, I'm going with a different person to brand my IP. And so Lex starts looking at Steel and tries to start giving him the high class treatment. And again, while all this other different stuff is happening, Lois again, and of course Jonathan and Martha are what are kind of keeping the OG Superman books tied together, along with Supergirl and Lex. But you can tell that she's struggling because she knows that Clark's eventually going to disappear, and she thinks that, you know, she's seen ghosts when it's really not the person that she thinks it is. That it is. And all the while, she's been driven into the arms of this guy named Jeb, which I can't remember what exactly happens, but you know that he has a crush on Lois. So he's just like, I'm still here. And if the only way I can have you is on the rebound, I'll take what I can get. So it's real bad creeper. Now, even though Steele said that he is going to fight Dr. Bunny because he's not going to let her take what they created and harm innocent lives with it, she's making deals, of course, with Lex Luthor. So I just love this early series with Louise Simonson. It has like a Claremont feel to it. The artwork is loose and fun and feels like how a comic book should be. There is some craziness along the way, but it just makes for that type of fun book, especially fighting this big blobby character. But here, I love how towards the end, John's sitting there looking at all the destruction that has just happened, and he's thinking, Toastmasters out there in the darkness. The bunny's right. The weapons I created are like the demons in Pandora's box. Maybe I can't put them back, but I've got to try. I wonder what Bunny meant about giving me to Luthor for a present. He's supposed to be one of the good guys. And it just leaves you wanting more in this reign of Superman. Because even though we're excited that Clark is back, we've spent enough time with all four of these Supermen to enjoy them. I mean, we all hate the Cyborg Superman. If you're not sure why, go read the comics. But I remember as a kid when this first came out, I liked the Eradicator, Last Son of Krypton, Vindicator. I always forget. But not because of the emotional disconnect that he has. I just loved the costume design. Like when Superman finally came back on the scene, again, spoilers, he had long hair. What do you freaking do? I wish that they would have, minus the visor, even though now I thought the visor was kind of cool. I really did like the costume design, how simple it was. He didn't have the trunks, the belt, the black along the sides was just a neat design, and how the cape basically intertwined into the S. I thought that was a cool look, and I wish that that would have stuck. But whatever, we can have the old books because, yeah, the long hair Superman, Electric Superman. Yes, Superman was a living lightning bolt at one point. We're not going to get into that. So, Superman Man of Steel, issue 24, part, did I say 11? Probably 11. I haven't had enough coffee yet, guys, so feel free to make fun of me down in the comments. But I enjoyed it. I loved Louise Simonson's run on this book. So if you've enjoyed what you've seen, please first and foremost support your local comic ship, or your local comic ship. That's what we're going to say. Or wherever it is like to get action figures and comics. Go grab this. And if you've enjoyed this review, I really would appreciate taking a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Helps the channel more than you could possibly know. And if you won't mind hitting that fancy little Man of Steel bell next to subscribe, that way as I get to upload content, you guys get notified. And I love hearing your thoughts and feedback down in the comments below or the socials, which I'll make sure to leave the links down in the description. So with all that said, hope you all continue to have an absolutely amazing day reading, and happy hunting, everyone.